We are going to have some fun today with our feet and our hands. So this practice is designed to give you more sensory awareness, to create more mobility, and also to strengthen the hands and the feet. We tend to wear shoes, and we also, with our technology, are not using our hands in the ways that we might used to. So a lot of this variety that we're going to experience today is great, not only for the body, but the brain. Now, I am in my Pilates studio, and you can see all of this fancy equipment around me. And working on the reformer is awesome. But working with smaller, more portable props is pretty awesome too. It simplifies things, it helps us focus, and you can take them anywhere. So I could let all the air out and put this in my suitcase or my backpack and, take a trip with it. This is a little squishy ball, it's about 9 inches. You can order them online. You can also use like a play ball. You go to a toy store or a grocery store, and they usually have them. You would want to let a little air out, and you're going to see in this series of videos the variety that we can create with practices with this. If you are using one of the play balls, be careful for the sitting on it practice, okay? All right, now, I just said all this stuff about props, but we're gonna put it to the side first. The best prop you have, the best tool you have that is always going to be with you, hands. So you can bring a foot up, and we're gonna do a little massage. Now, if bringing your legs up like this doesn't work for you, or you have arthritis in your hands so it doesn't feel good to do this, you can just do the exercises without this. Maybe you could get someone else to give your feet a massage. That would be even better. So just wiggling the toes. So just knowing, we do what we can do, and it doesn't make it any less. Okay? And then giving a nice little massage to the arch of the foot, and going into the ankle, and you can even grab your heel and see if you can wiggle it around a little bit. And then continuing that massage, we're gonna go right up the calf. So the other thing that this touching does, it wakes up our awareness. It also helps circulation, helps to hydrate tissues, but it also establishes relationship. It's like, oh, I'm gonna work with my foot today, but that foot isn't by itself all the way down there. Nobody stuck it on. It is in relationship to the rest of my leg. We can keep going up, all the way up. I have this beautiful pelvic half on the side. All of this grew together. Isn't that cool? And then we could keep going because that pelvis is attached to the spine, and there's just no separation. Nice little massage now. We did this quickly. You can always take more time to do this. And then look down. You might even notice that the coloring of your skin is different. I don't know if you can see mine, because we really were helping circulation. Circulation, healthy cells. So let's go and do that on the other side. So just a little massage. We call these toe jumping jacks. You can open the toes. Think about all the ways that our feet don't get to move when they're in shoes. So I highly recommend that people have some barefoot time. If you're not someone who likes being barefoot, even if you can find, some, barefoot time in your house where you feel a little bit safer, just let your feet breathe and feel things. So as we're doing this, if you do have socks on, I'd recommend taking them off. And then just work your way up. Grab that heel, give a little shake, a little wiggle, and then all the way up. Now there's more specific ways that we could work with our foot and all of our bones and how they move, but this practice today is more about having some fun with the ball. And then all the way up to the pelvis. Okay, so now things are a little bit more awake, hydrated, circulation's going, it's gonna move better. So now we're gonna move into mobility and strengthening all in one. So we're gonna grab that ball and put it under your foot. I'm just trying to move my little white little pokey thing. It's the technical term for it. You put the air in the ball. And I want to be organized. So I don't want my leg way out here. So bring it in, organize to center. Now, see if you can grab that ball with your toes and your heel. And if you look down, that ball is actually coming up and it's helping you feel your arch. And then let it release. Now, we're gonna do more of a condense and expand rather than I'm gonna like try to grab and it's this sort of singular contraction. That's like only feeling one thing and then returning. We wanna feel as much as we can, so you're gonna start to grab nice and easy and then feel like that tone or that effort increases and then releasing. Let's do 2 more of this. I'm doing it with my hand. You can do it with your hand too. Sometimes it's really helpful. If our feet aren't used to working like this, our hand has more of an ability, so our hand could help teach our foot. And let's do 1 more. We'll grab. Good. Now can you keep the grab? Now we're gonna move the ankle. Roll that ball forwards and backwards. Keeping that little suction cup foot. See what's happening with that. Now we have this beautiful movement. We want to open the ankle. This is our lower leg and our ankle bone, really doing this beautiful gliding and sliding back and forth. Let's do 1 more of those. And return, and just let that foot relax. If we're not used to working with our feet like this, this can get, tiring. So it's okay to pause and shake things out. Now we are going to go into a little playful task-based practice. I want you to imagine your ball is covered in your favorite color paint, and you are going to try to paint as much of your foot, your ankle, as you can. And that includes the top of the foot. Now, some of these movements might not feel comfortable, so don't push yourself to do something that causes any pain. It can be small and still really effective. Now, this is where we get to see this relationship too, because as I am trying to paint my foot, the rest of my leg and my pelvis is responding to this. There's rotating out and in. Are you noticing that on your body? Now, let's also notice that the center is staying pretty quiet. This leg is staying pretty quiet. So I could move one part of myself and be quiet in most of the rest of myself. Okay, and then we'll just bring that foot back. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So the foot goes on the ball. You're gonna try to wrap the toes and the heel, and then gather up, and then releasing. It's like, I don't know, like a boa constrictor. So they start to squeeze. They don't go, ugh, right away. They kind of gradually. Not that I have experience being squeezed by a boa constrictor. It's just what I imagine, and I probably read it somewhere. And releasing. So we're gathering up underneath that foot, gathering. And then releasing it. But it doesn't go, oh, release. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna gather it back up. So we are condensing and expanding. Now the next time you go to gather, you are going to start that roll forwards and backwards. trying to keep that little suction cupped foot. Moving the ankle. This is where we might notice that there's a big difference between one side and the other. And it's something to notice. And you can always slow down, soften, see if you can find a little bit more for yourself. And we're gonna do one more of those. And return. Awesome. So this is the first part of our little series here, working with the feet and the hands. So I hope you had some fun. Oh no, I forgot. We have to do our paint the foot. How can I forget? How can I forget? When I was teaching little ones, you know, you would say something like this, and they would say, you know, an adult might say, it's blue paint. And you get these little ones and they're like, oh, it's red with sparkles and flying unicorns. So feel free to be as creative as you want with the color paint. So again, noticing that you have all of this movement from the foot all the way up. There's no separation. Even your pelvis, you could put your hand on this hip bone, and if you rotate in and out, you'll feel it moves with it. It's so cool. All the way in and out, painting the foot, painting the ankle. How could I almost have forgotten this? I'm not gonna re-record all of that, so I'm just leaving that mind blip in there. It certainly happens. And now we're good. So just bring that back. Now we are done with our first section. Thanks.